one of the things that I've seen in different parts of the world that's happening independently is companies are starting to ask a question on their employee surveys, like, your employee satisfaction surveys. It's asked in different ways, but if I were to paraphrase across 5 different companies where I've seen this now, the question that's being asked is, other than your boss, who do you turn to for advice or wisdom in the company or in the organization? And it's a really provocative question, because what some companies have done is they've literally created a heat map of where wisdom resides in their organization. And it's not, the wisdom is not just with older people. Sometimes actually it's a younger person who's perceived as being wise. But what's been fascinating is Procter & Gamble for 50 years now they created something called the Mastery Society. And Procter & Gamble is sort of famous because people like stay there a long time. But for many people at Procter & Gamble, they're not going to be CEO, but they want to be there for a 30 or 40-year career. So what they did is they said, if you show up on the heat map, and if you sort of qualify, if you've been here 10 years, you can actually apply to be in the Mastery Society. And the Mastery Society is a program that actually helps to develop people in midlife and beyond in Procter & Gamble to actually be institutional sort of keepers of the wisdom of the organization. And so they're used as culture bearers. They're used in orientation programs. They parachute them into teams when a team is struggling with something, and then this person's going to come in with a little bit of wisdom. And so it's an early indicator of this idea of the wisdom worker, the idea that there's somebody in the organization who's been trained and in essence helped to actually know how do you go in and use wisdom as your mastery, as your superpower to help solve problems. And I think we're going to see more of that.